Welcome to the 2024-25 Chewelah Premier League Draft, brought to you by Sunblaze Warrior 15.
Hello and welcome to the Chewelah Premier League Player Draft for the 2024-25 season. I'm the schizophrenic voice in your head, here to bring you all the exciting action from the draft room.
And I'm that other guy who will be looking into the draft picks and really just scrutinizing every ounce of each manager's soul and total worth.
Let's take a look now at the draft order.
AFC Sunblaze has been randomly chosen to receive the first pick in the draft. This draft will be in a snake order, which means that the order in which the team's pick will be reversed every other round.
Each team will be required to draft 3 forwards, 5 midfielders, 5 defenders, and 2 goalkeepers, making for a total of 15 rounds of picks.
The first pick is about to be submitted. Let's see who AFC Sunblaze has chosen to be the flag bearer for their club this season.
Here's a quick look at the top 5 players favored by fantasy experts. Haaland is expected to go number 1, with Salah taking the second spot. Third pick Cole Palmer was the highest points getter in the league last season, and could be an underrated pick to go first.
Wait, hold on. The pick is coming in from AFC Sunblaze. Let's listen in.
For the first pick in the 2024-25 Chewelah Premier League Draft, AFC Sunblaze selects Cole Palmer, midfielder, Chelsea.
And the pick is indeed Palmer. An unexpected move for sure.
You hinted at it just before the pick, man, and you were right. Instead of Erling Haaland, AFC Sunblaze has decided to select the most successful player of last season, Chelsea's Cole Palmer.
He will be an asset in the midfield for this squad. As long as he stays healthy, he will be a regular points getter all season long. A great pick for sure.
For the second pick in the 2024-25 Chewelah Premier League Draft, the Hive selects Erling Haaland, forward, Manchester City.
Not really any surprise that it is Erling Haaland taking the second pick, as the Hive secures him as its main striker.
Yeah, he was favored by the FPL analysts to go number 1, but after that curveball by AFC Sunblaze, I'm sure the Hive is more than satisfied to be able to pick him up second.
A consistent player to be sure. He's always in the right place at the right time.
For the third pick in the 2024-25 Chewelah Premier League Draft, Osignac selects Mohamed Salah, midfielder, Liverpool.
Another no-brainer of a pick here. Without a doubt, Mo Salah was the right choice for Osignac.
He was electric for Liverpool last season, and this year promises to be even better than the last. Disregarding injury, Salah will be one of the players to watch for this squad. He's a lock in the midfield.
For the fourth pick in the 2024-25 Chewelah Premier League Draft, Real Shmuel selects Kevin De Bruyne, midfielder, Manchester City.
Kevin De Bruyne. I'm not so sure about that one. An interesting choice for Real Shmuel.
The Manchester midfielder went 4th in last year's draft as well, then sat out most of the season with an injury. Will this be a bounce back year, or will it be a first-round flop?
For the fifth pick in the 2024-25 Chewelah Premier League Draft, Newcastle United selects Bukayo Saka, midfielder, Arsenal.
Talk about steals. This is a very fortunate pick for number 5. Yes, a very gratifying pick for Newcastle United here. Slated to go number 4, I'm sure the manager is proud of his success in the draft room right now.
He will not look back on this choice with regret. Bukayo Saka, 5th pick.
For the sixth pick in the 2024-25 Chewelah Premier League Draft, Mountain Villa selects Alexander Isak, forward, Newcastle.
This well and truly is a surprise pick. Disregarding Phil Foden and Heung-min Son, Mountain Villa has gone straight to 10th on the list and picked Isak.
He's not to be overlooked though. He put up stellar numbers for the Magpies last season, and I expect this year will be no different. Alexander Isak, in my opinion, is a heavily underrated player and truly deserved this number 6 selection.
For the seventh pick in the 2024-25 Chewelah Premier League Draft, Huckleberry Hotspur selects Ollie Watkins, forward, Aston Villa.
This was well expected from Huckleberry Hotspur, who was led last year in points by this very lad, Ollie Watkins.
The manager can't be separated from his star boy. Watkins is also coming off a great showing at the Euro tournament off the bench for England, and is looking to come out strong this season. Expect some great things from this squad just like we saw last year.
For the 8th pick in the 2024-25 Chewelah Premier League draft, FC Varka selects Phil Foden, midfielder, Manchester City.
This is the most outrageous of steal picks here. Phil Foden has slipped through the table, and I can tell you that no one is happier than the manager of FC Varka right now.
Some of the other managers have to be shaking their heads right now, knowing that they could have gotten their hands on this player. Phil Foden will be an excellent anchor for this squad, constantly reliable and able to score points in swaths.
For the 9th pick in the 2024-25 Chewelah Premier League draft, Cyprus FC selects Heung-min Son, midfielder, Tottenham.
Here's another excited manager jumping at the chance for a world-class player. Heung-min Son was slated to go 5th in this draft. Instead, Cyprus FC will pick him up at 9th.
Certainly the best Tottenham player by far. He will do well with this squad, under an experienced manager who struggled a bit last season but is looking to rebuild his team, starting with this stellar talent.
For the 10th pick in the 2024-25 Chewelah Premier League draft, Tommy selects Martin Odegaard, midfielder, Arsenal.
Another pick going along with the order of things. Odegaard, originally to go 9th, is being picked up 10th by a certainly satisfied Tommy squad.
Yes, a well-thought-out pick from the manager here. Odegaard is a lock in any midfield he lines up in, and will definitely be a solid captain for the squad like he is for Arsenal.
For the 11th pick in the 2024-25 Chewelah Premier League draft, Angry Bird Athletic selects Kai Havertz, forward, Arsenal.
Oh dear, I'm really unsure about this pick from the manager of Angry Bird Athletic. Kai Havertz?
I actually like this pick. This manager had a poor experience with the expected 11th pick, Bruno Fernandes. So instead he goes to 12th on the list, taking the breakout star of Arsenal, Kai Havertz.
I suppose you're right.
For the 12th pick in the 2024-25 Chewelah Premier League draft, the U.S. Air Force selects William Saliba, defender, Arsenal.
Now this is a strange pick. There are plenty of high-caliber midfielders and forwards that are going to fly off the shelf, and the manager decides to go for a defender?
Well man, we've just received word that a verbal exchange was made prior to the draft. This was between the managers of the U.S. Air Force and AFC Sunblaze, with Cole Palmer and William Saliba being used as pawns for a potential trade. We will see what comes of this.
For the 13th pick in the 2024-25 Chewelah Premier League draft, Toddy's Boys selects Bruno Fernandes, midfielder, Manchester United.
Here is a manager that knows what he wants. No nonsense, level-headed, picking the top player on the charts.
Bruno Fernandes was a bit disappointing last season, as inconsistent as he was, bouncing between different teams and never fitting in anywhere. Hopefully this season will be different.
Now I'm sure some of you would like to hear the rest of the draft in the format it has followed so far, but we all have other things to do today, so let's just look over the rest of the picks for each squad.
Starting with Toddy's Boys, who received the first pick of the second round, which the manager decided to use on Newcastle midfielder Anthony Gordon, a breakout star from last year.
They also picked up Pascal Gross, who is now signed for Dortmund. We will see how the manager reacts to that one. There were a few well-timed defender picks allowing them to grab Pedro Porro and Kyle Walker, and Nick Pope will be a solid starting goalkeeper for this squad.
I think Toddy's Boys will do well this year. Unfortunately for this next team, their manager did not do so well with the selections early on. Julian Alvarez was already on his way to Madrid by the time the draft was held, yet he was still taken in the second round.
Still though, the midfield five is sturdy for this squad, and the defense is nothing to scoff at either, with the first-round pick Saliba slotting in nicely, and Euro winner Cuckoo Reyes set to star for Chelsea.
I do see an area of concern, however, in the goalkeeper slot where Bournemouth's Neto and West Ham's Fotheringham are required to pick up the slack here.
Moving on to Angry Bird Athletic, it's easy to tell that the manager was a bit nervous going into the draft, as he made his picks quickly and without much thought.
Even so, it's a decent side as they picked up Trent Alexander-Arnold in the 4th round, and went on to build a considerable defense, if any of those players get time on the pitch.
To me, it's a toss-up whether or not this team will be dominant this year. A lot of these players could be great, but some may not see playing time.
Next, Tommy's picks were impeccable in the early going, snatching up Odegaard, Diaz, David Raya, and even Darwizi, but as the start of the season has drawn closer, some cracks have started to appear in the near-perfect facade.
several injuries and departures have impacted this squad, with Tim Ream of Fulham leaving for the MLS and Euro of Manchester United being out for the start of the new year. I'm sure this manager can bounce back, as he is quick thinking and improvisational.
Cyprus FC is up next. After picking up Heung-min Son in the first round, the manager opted for Tottenham teammate Richarlison in round 2.
I think several of these picks have gone seriously underrated. Declan Rice, Pedro Neto, Mitoma, James, Leno, and Pickford will all be top class for this squad. Cyprus FC will be one to watch out for.
I couldn't agree more. Some well-placed selections here from the manager. Next, we have the Serbian squad FC Varka.
This could be a sleeper pick for an underdog champion in the league this year. Though the first-round pick Foden is the only true superstar, this squad is definitely not lacking in talent.
Indeed, the quality in defense is where it can't be overlooked. All 5 defenders and the 2 keepers are all well-seasoned and ready to go for the new season.
No one should be overlooking this squad, or the next one either. The defending league champions, Huckleberry Hotspur.
And they look like they have the form to do it again. Some steady, lesser-known but certainly not underrated picks. Wissa and Jimenez backing up first-round pick Watkins, and a sturdy midfield in front of a near-legendary defense of Ben White and Kieran Trippier, among others, with 2 top-team goalkeepers to choose from. Definitely a favorite to repeat for the title.
There is no doubt in my mind that this squad will be dangerous this season. There is a wealth of talent here.
Next up on the list is Mountain Villa. After the first-round pick of Isak, the manager made some more big moves, picking up Crystal Palace's Matt Etta in the second round and Man City's Rodri in the third.
Though they did get Gallagher, I'm sure this manager was not fazed by his move to La Liga. And with players like Vardiel and Byrne in defense, and 2 solid goalkeepers, I'm sure that Mountain Villa will be a force to be reckoned with this year.
The same can be said for the next team, Newcastle United. With a first-round pick of Saka, the manager did not let up, selecting a seemingly impossible forward 3 and midfield 5.
Pretty much no regrets to be had here in the squad, except for maybe a couple of defenders who will start off the year on the bench with injuries. Overall, however, I think this squad will be easily challenging for the title throughout the season.
These 2 goalkeepers seem like robberies to me. Picking 2 breakout stars from the Euro this past month at rounds 10 and 15? Somehow they slipped through the ranks and no doubt this manager was licking his lips by the end of it.
Unlike the next team, Real Chewelah. After finishing last in the previous season, this manager is looking to make it a double with these picks.
The midfield and defense for this squad are alright except for Harry Maguire, but man, look at those goalkeeper picks. Tottenham's 55th and 56th string goalkeepers. Neither of them will get a single minute of playing time this year.
This next squad, Osignac, is vastly different from the last, with well-thought-out picks and lots of previous research. Although they are a newcomer to the league this year, this team is be one to watch out for near the top of the table.
I particularly like how they made some risky investments in their later picks, taking players from the newly promoted teams to integrate into the squad. With a strong midfield and a decent pair of goalkeepers, I think this team could finish close to the top by the end of the year.
I agree. Moving on, we have our last but definitely not least international squad, Romania's The Hive. With Erling Haaland as a first pick, surely this squad will be looking to finish at the top of the table.
Though the picks were initially strong, and the front 3 is one of the best in the league, some of the selections toward the end of the draft were poor from this manager.
That's right. Although I don't foresee a championship from this squad, the side is decent enough to hopefully finish top half and stay in consistent form throughout the year.
Our final team to showcase is AFC Sunblaze, another completely unbiased favorite to win the league this season. With excellent early picks like Cole Palmer and Diogo Jota, every selection was well considered and balanced for the perfect squad.
On defense, we can just see more perfection with Arsenal's Gabriel and Man City's Cancelo leading 3 other great players, and the 2 goalkeepers in Martinez and Sa. Simply astonishing what the manager was able to accomplish here.
But one more side is needed to make sure the number of teams is even. This is team average, whose score will be based on the average of all other teams competing that week. I have no idea how they are going to do in the league, but I would guess that they will finish near the middle of the table.
Well guys, I hope you enjoyed the draft and thank you very much for watching. I had a whole lot of fun making this and I'm going to try to keep making them every week to try to keep at least a semi-regular upload schedule. I don't know if any of my other series is going to come back. I want to make more Minecraft videos and I always want to work on that writing series, but we'll see how my schedule works. Been pretty busy over the last few weeks and months, so we'll see how it all goes. But yeah, also let me know what you guys thought about the AI voices. I just discovered that my editing software had that, so I just thought I'd use it. So that was just a little fun little experiment, but let me know what you guys thought in the comments. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe, and see ya!